Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Thursday edition of week 2 of remote learning. Okay, in the past couple of days, I've noticed some things. Work is not getting turned in as quickly as it was last week. Okay, I don't know whether it's because I changed the due date to Sunday, but I would like to see people getting more work in more quickly. In fact, over the last 2 days, I've actually been very unpleased with you guys because I've had maybe 10 people in the course of 2 days submit their work for yesterday and today. So please be better about getting your stuff in. I know there's a lot going on right now, but last week we were a lot better. Don't make me change the due dates back to that day. I don't want to do that, but I will. Okay? The other thing is that today we have a Zoom meeting with Mr. Ross to go over some math stuff. Mrs. Lattori left some instructions that you guys should have, like I think dominoes or playing cards or something like that, so just go make sure you check that out. And plus, the link to that meeting was posted by Miss Garcia, so if it was posted by Miss Garcia and commented on by Mrs. Lattori, you know it's pretty serious stuff. Alright, so into today's lesson. Today's lesson is going to be a little bit different than what we've been doing in terms of doing a bunch of reading. We're going to be studying art today, of all things. We're going to be studying some art, which is pretty cool. And I wish that we were at school for this one, so we could put the picture up on the smart board for you. We could take a look at everything. But instead, you're going to look at it on my computer. I'm going to post it when I post the lesson and the document that gets attached to all this. You guys should be able to do everything that we'd be doing in school on your own with what you have in front of you. Okay? So, and also today is lesson 5, and we're doing all of lesson 5 today. So that's the first time that we've been able to do that since we started this remote learning also. So module 3, lesson 5, focus question: what are the perspectives of both sides in George versus George? Because even though we're not doing any reading today, the artwork we're looking at, there is still multiple perspectives to the artwork. And I know that sounds weird because it's a picture and you guys say, Mr. Kai, like, there's no perspective there, we're not learning anything. But I'm going to show you, when you look at this picture, you're going to see that there's two sides, or at least one side to it. And then the content framing question is, what is happening in the artwork The Boston Massacre by Paul Revere? Okay, so that should give you a little bit of a clue of what this picture is going to look like, because it says The Boston Massacre, and it's by Paul Revere, who, if you remember back to that video I gave you guys with the American Revolution, things you need to know, Paul Revere was mentioned as a colonist fighting for what is now America. Now, the big question today is, what is happening in the picture, okay? And today actually boils down to 3 words that start with the letter P. The first one is up here on the board, and that is pose. And when you strike a pose, posing is how a figure is sitting or standing, or what the figure is doing, okay? So if I'm like this in a picture, you know what I'm doing based off of that pose. But if I'm like this in a picture, you also know what I'm doing, but there's 2 totally different things that are going on in each one of those pictures and each one of those poses. So that's what you're gonna be looking at today. The other 2 words, aside from pose, that are very important for today's lesson are our P word that we've been using for the entire unit, which is perspective, and a P word that we learned the other day, which is propaganda. Okay? So we're going to be looking at perspective as well as propaganda, and we're going to be studying the poses that are in the picture. Now, the picture itself, The Boston Massacre by Paul Revere, is a very interesting piece of artwork, and I see a lot of different things when I look at it. So I'm going to give you guys a chance to open up your version of it now, so you have it in front of you. But I'm also going to hold my version of it up to the screen, if we can do that for you. Okay? Yeah, there we go. And if you look at it here, there's the picture. There's clearly the British side, there is the colonist side, so the British side is there, the red uniforms, remember the red coats, and then the colonist side is this side. And you can kind of see already that there are definitely some differences between the British side and the colonist side. Now, another thing is that there's a lot of text down at the bottom. So if I were you, I would suggest reading that as well. Now, if you look over here, my background of the slides that we use for Whitnalism is actually this picture. So that's pretty cool. But you can take a look down at the different things. I'm going to take a look at it too, because if I were you, this is how I would be looking at it. I'd be looking at it closely. And one thing I'm looking at is I'm reading the top, and it says, "The bloody massacre perpetuated in King Street." So we learned about King Street yesterday. "Boston on March 5th of 1770 by a party of the 29th Reg." Do I know the 29th Reg is? No. But here's the thing. So what I notice is that there are two sides. And obviously it's the colonists and the British. I notice that there's text at the bottom. And I notice that it has the artwork has a title. Okay? Some things I'm wondering. What is the 29th Reg? Right? Why is there so much smoke? Is going to be my other wondering. And then you guys can add on whatever you guys want. I probably even gave you too much, but there's a lot to take in. There's a lot down there in that text. Please read that text as well as part of your observing this photo, okay? Now, the next part of this goes back to the word pose, okay? Because I'm going to give you guys a document, and it's going to have your notice and wonder chart, and it's going to have some questions at the bottom. And I want those questions answered in the document if possible. If you're one of the people that's been typing in a Google Doc, or if you're gonna write it on paper, you'll have plenty of time to write this down on paper, okay? So the one thing though that you're gonna be looking at goes back to poses. And you're gonna be describing the poses and facial expressions of both the colonists and the British. Now, you can just say like, their faces look like this, their faces look like that, and their poses look a certain way. Okay? And then the last thing you're going to do is, what is happening in the painting? Okay? Because that goes back to our content framing question of what is happening in the painting. Okay? So today you're going to have a couple of questions to answer along with your notice and wonder chart. Okay? That will all be in one document. The picture itself will be in another document, so you guys can look at all of it. And then you can jot down. The last thing you're going to do, your homework for today, is going to be another evidence guide, okay? You're going to take basically what you see on the chart with the British and the colonists, and you're going to add it to a evidence chart. And you're going to keep these evidence charts. I hope you guys are. I know a lot of you have been turning them in, so if you have them saved or whatever it might be, please hang on to them. Because you're going to be using these evidence charts like we talked about yesterday to make your painted essay when this is all said and done, okay? So please make sure you guys are getting working quickly and on time, and please be online today at 1:45 for that Zoom meeting with Mr. Ross, and look at the comment from Mrs. Latore to know what to have ready with you, okay? I look forward to seeing you guys during the Zoom meeting, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.